Good. One today is Monday, March 17th, 2025. Jump day for Tuesday, the 18th. All right, let's go. Well, as far as setups, let's stick with this dash for now. On the short side, there are a few shorts beginning to set up in here. And as they pull back more and more, and let's see what the market does too, obviously, we might go after more and more of these shorts. For now, let's just go after dash. A little bit of a bounce in CCL. We'll take a look at that right now. CCL, decent, or not decent, but pretty big bounce into the 200-day moving average. Still looks like it's in trouble longer term. Other cruise lines like VIK, which I think was, at least it was in the Landry list coming into tonight. Let me see why it came out. VIK, yeah, it's another one. Looks like it could be in trouble. Yeah, it's got support. It's got a lot of support below, so that's one reason why I think I took it out or didn't put it in the first place. But anyway, getting back to RCL, another cruise line, you can see beginning to pull back in here. We could go after this one too over the next few coming days. But you can see quite a few shorts still setting up in here. Let me show you something real quick. What's interesting is the VIX is already stretched to the downside, believe it or not. VIX bases a 10-day simple. This is the VIX right here, and you can see we're down here 15% or more. So that's a bit of a bummer. That suggests that the market could be headed back lower really, really quickly, really soon. So one day at a time, let's see how it shakes out, but it is kind of interesting. Let's take a look at the index and sector action. S&P 500, decent day there too. A decent day, I should say, off its best levels, but a decent day nonetheless. Still well below 200 simple moving average. So far, it's just a retrace from this slide mode. You know what I mean, though. Here comes one day at a time. NASDAQ Composite, okay day there too, off its best levels though. Really only up about 30% after all was said and done. So really not a lot to write home about, especially when we just hit the lows just last week, these major lows that we had. We haven't had much of a bounce off of them, obviously. Rusty 2000, okay day there, up 1.25%. So far, just pulling back in this recent slide. And all these indices, one thing I've been looking at a lot lately and talking about quite a bit is the persistency lower has been very vicious. And notice the Landry light with the with the 10-day simple moving average. I did have coffee today. Sorry about that. So very persistent slide. Usually you don't see a slide so persistent on the short side at least. Usually there's a lot of bounces in between. Gold and commodity doing okay, banging out some new highs in here. Gold stocks waking up nicely too, banging out some new highs with a bit of vigor. So we'll likely see some new setups here really soon. In my momentum list, such as the Landry 100, I've got quite a few goals that are in that list. Now, silver's also beginning to wake up a little bit. Silver, the commodity, you can see a little bit of opening gap reversal there, starting to catch up to the gold stocks. Most areas, though, still look questionable at best. This broker-dealer so far just pulling back from the 200 simple moving average. All these areas, or nearly all these areas, I should say, both side moving averages remain in downtrend proper order. Software rallying up to the 200 simple moving average. Jets, a little bit of a bounce. It looks like they could bounce quite a bit more and still be in trouble, only right up to that 200-day moving average. A lot of the banks, I'm seeing a lot of banks, I should say, that are setting up on the short side, so that's not looking so hot. Mag still a questionable at best. Very anemic bounce in here so far, so that's a bit of a disappointment. NVIDIA still looks questionable too. It's still a potential short, but a little wide and loose for now. But NVIDIA within the mags, obviously not looking so hot. So not so great out there. Major Jarks coming back. They're looking okay. I wouldn't get too excited about that in it of itself. Semiconductors are now pushing back into this overhead supply. They could actually retrace quite a bit too, like most of these other areas, and still be in trouble. But good to see them up nonetheless, a percentage change on the day. Financials, big bounce there. They found a little support at recent lows. Not enough to get excited about. Still look toppy longer term, but at least they're finding some support in here. So overall, still looking questionable at best. Couple of strong areas, obviously, that I pointed out, and couple being a keyword in that sense. Really not much more than that. So let's just sit tight a little bit. Let's let it shake out. We might end up putting on more and more shorts, unless, of course, we have the mother of all rallies and everything goes right back up. But that's why we take things, again, one day at a time. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.